right, welcome to another edition of the session. We this is our first show back since my Facebook page got taken down, and we already having an issue, unfortunately. And I don't want to not do the show, but I also want to do JT justice by giving him a good audience for the show. So, unfortunately, on Facebook, it's not allowing me to change the privacy settings and it has it locked. So nobody on the page other than myself, for whatever for whatever reason, can see this. And that's not gonna that's not gonna be good for JT or for me either, because I'm doing the show that only technically I can see. So, but everybody should be able to see it on Twitch and YouTube. But we're going to bring JT on right now, and we'll just have to make it do what it do for now. JT, how you doing?
What's going on, my man?
Oh, man, trying to do a show. But
All right.
look, I know you heard it in the green room. What's going on already?
Now we're gonna get it up. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it right. Shout out
Yes,
to people on YouTube and on Twitch, and we'll get our Facebook people right.
yes. We might have to redo it for them, or redo it for them. That's yeah, unfortunately, because we got to get those live views too. That's the point of doing a live show.
You're right.
Yeah, so people could interact with you live. I'm trying to see if I can fix it this way. But yeah, while we're doing that, this is a good time to introduce yourself and let everybody know what you do. You're a king that wears many crowns. So yes, sir. So tell them about every crown that you put on. Did you take off one crown, put another crown? Tell them about everything you got going on, everything you do.
Man, born James JT Thompson, but I do wear a couple of different hats, and I mean it's I've been blessed, man, to be able to be a part of co-founding Big Woo Radio with Corey Woods. We are currently on our way back, but we got 8 years in the game at Big Woo Radio. 754 episodes of Big Woo Radio content. Blessed to have, to be an author and have out Eula's grand May son. Shout out to my mom, my 81st birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Book going #1 in his first week of release in African American poetry. It's a blessing to have poetry book do that. I advocate in the community, man. On the board of a few organizations like Hope, helping others progress through education. We just got through, giving out and giving back to the community, school supplies and resources. And school started here in the Rock Hill area yesterday. Also on with Men on a Mission, who we are getting ready for our neighborhood cleanup on August the 16th, 9:45 to noon. We're getting ready for that. Also, my brothers with Men of Zion, we're getting ready for our mental health forum that will be held August the 23rd at 10 a.m. at the Kenneth Monroe Transformation Center. We had part 1 back in March, and part 2 will take place again on August 23rd. We're looking forward to that. Men's mental health forum. Mental health is very, very important, especially for us as Black men. So,
Oh yes.
stand at the space that we should be able to talk in and express in is a big thing. And then of course, my author pen name, the poet JT, has events coming up where we're hosting community events, like in York. Summerfest is coming up on August 23rd. We'll be hosting the main stage that particular day. So there a lot of things that's upcoming, man. Myself and Slow Chemical Got something real special dropping the third, fourth quarter. And I'm looking forward to releasing, to the people. We just had an episode of our podcast that we do on wrestling. Us being huge wrestling fans, we had that drop yesterday. You'll be able to catch that. That's on Spotify. I think a little differently. So that I've been on that several times. But we just drop the current one, man. So just the JT Experience. You can catch episodes of that up on the YouTube Media Blast page.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Lost Files that you'll be able to check out, which my latest interview is with the Slow Chemical. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please go on over there and check that out. And we got other episodes of the Lost Files coming real soon. And then I have something with City World Media, the JT Experience, the radio show, will be starting late September. Look like it's going to be on Thursdays. Look like it's going to be from 6 to 9. Cityworld.media. Go check that out. Man Black North heading up the show. You will actually be able to catch the return of Big Woo Radio in another form on that platform as well. So looking forward, man, to some things. We got some great things coming. And I'm just blessed all the way around to be connected with people like, Jay and Woo and, Slow Chemical, Black North. There's so many individuals that I can give credit and kudos to. It's a team effort, a team move. My guy, Mr. Two Chops, who rocks with me in a lot of the live events. My guy, TB, Mr. T Breeze. We do live events together. My man Chriso, the Maya the Vibrant. Our live poetry and music show will be coming back real soon. So it's just, a lot. Just being truly blessed and just allowing God to order all my steps as I move forward, to be able to make the right decisions as we move forward. But, definitely the best PR guy in the business. My guy, Jonathan Coleman. You ain't rocking right if you don't have, that guy in your corner and rocking with you. If you ain't got, even if you do got somebody, I can tell you there's nobody like Jay. You need to lock in and have that young man leads your platform and what you got going on. I guarantee you he going to get it out. He going to get it to the people. Going to get to the masses. You're going to see the numbers, and numbers don't lie. So if you don't have someone, please reach out to my guy, some guy named Jay. He will get you right. He will get those numbers moving. He will get your views moving. And, I stand by that. I stand by that with a solid blue check, whatever kind of check you want to put behind it. That is that guy. And if you're not rocking with him, you're not rocking with the right one.
Oh, yes. True indeed. True indeed. And thank you for rocking with me, for all these years, man. I definitely appreciate working with you. And like I said, the work ain't done. We got so many things coming up. And speaking of so many things coming up, I'm just trying. I'm in the game. I'm in the game. I just want to make sure that we're on all platforms, because since Facebook is not, acting right, I just want to make sure that all the other platforms are acting right too, because we may have to, I don't want. We could always do a pre-recorded interview. That's no problem. But the point of the session is to let the people, let the followers interact with you as we do the show. So, yeah. So, man, there's so many things you got going on, plus so many things you got going on this week. You mentioned the events, all the events you have coming up in August. I want to say, could you actually, what I don't even know where I want to go with the question, because some of the questions, since we rock all the time, it's like I got to ask stuff that the people don't know, and then I'm I'm thinking from a different perspective. But let's get into the the poetry events. What can the people? I had the pleasure of going down there, in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and checking everybody out. Plus I have had Chriso on one of my previous events, and then but it was my first time meeting Two Chops. And plus, I've been rocking with Minister T Breeze. He's been the official DJ at a lot of these community events that I work with, some of these organizations, stuff like that. So for all the people that haven't had the pleasure of going down there to any of the poetry events yet, because we know they're going, what can they expect? What kind of show, what kind of energy you bringing?
Yeah, man. I mean, the concept is to mix music and poetry and let them know that they intertwine. So, I got, I call them the dope creative artists. Chriso, Demaya the Vibrant,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. T Breeze and Mr. Two Chops brings the comedy. So, with MTB bringing the music, we mix in and we do our sets and we may go 3 or 4 pieces at a time. When you got geniuses like Chriso and Demaya the Vibrant that bring their own energy, it makes it easy for me to come through and do my thing because I'm not just a regular, none of us are, but I have my own way of delivering and bringing, what I call motivational poetry, inspirational poetry. So you get a good kick of that, and then we bring in Two Chops to do his thing and do his set, and we're able to incorporate that in our shows. And then we may hit them with game show type things like give me five but don't say with that, or we do can you name this track, we hit them with something from the early 80s and 90s, and usually the artists, we get crowd participation, and we get sing along type of vibes. So those are the things we trying to bring. We do a live event. We want you to go home and feel like you've really been a part of it and really been a part of something special. So that's the concept of when we do. And a big shout out to, Chef V, saying that, had us in Lancaster. Big shout out to my people in Chester, with, the Crosbys that have been very supportive of what we're doing. And then, of course, my people in York and Clover. We've had summer concert series events. We got one coming up on August the 7th. And we'll finish out. We've done 2 in a row. And we're coming back to York to do this one this Thursday. So we're looking forward to that. So, I mean, the surrounding counties have been really good. And the venues that we've been able to be at have been, open the red carpet for us. And, it's truly humbling, man, to be able to, go in and do what you have a passion for and a love for. And, it's nothing been short of living the dream. A lot of people don't, or may not fully know what that's like, but every time out, Jay, it's like I'm reacting, thinking about what I wanted to do when I was little. And I guess it all makes sense now, being and acting like I'm in front of a live audience. And now the opportunity is there. The opportunity has come. And I don't take any opportunity for granted. No event is too big or too small, not when you're living a dream and understanding the doors that God has opened for you. There's no such thing as taking it for granted. It's like it has an opportunity to create legacy. And I feel like every time out, we're just putting something in the time capsule so that millions and millions of years from now, somebody gonna open up their time capsule and check out, the shows that I did with you and Sarika and Blacktopia and the Big Woo Radio stuff and the JT experience. See, those things, man, I don't take for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Even my work with Tony Nicole and what we did, in our shows, man, it's a lot. When I get to thinking about the portfolio and how it's expanded and built, these live shows just continue the marathon. So I'm grateful for the opportunities.
Definitely, definitely. Now I had a follow-up question with the opportunities, but now I got a different one. Since you mentioned Tony Nicole, you had a platform called the Elite Gents. And I was actually looking forward because you had me on there. This is back when I did Yesterday Night Taped and had me on there to plug that.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out that. What's going on with the Elite Gents?
On hiatus. You work and you want to make sure that what you're doing always has purpose. And so when you have it and when you own it, you can take your time with it. You know this because of the Yesterday Night Tape thing.
Oh yeah.
And in the business side of things with Tony Nicole, I told her that when you ready to bring it back, I'll be ready. Because doing that, she gave me an opportunity, and I only think it's right when she gets everything and she feel ready she want to bring those things back. Elite Gents will be ready. We had something really special, with the Elite Gents.
Oh
So, like you said, you know, the opportunity to bring, a different kind of spotlight and, bring people on to really talk about, different things. And it wasn't about, it's just the movement of things. So the Elite Gents thing is something that's still cooking. And I'm pretty sure when we bring that back, it's going to be an amazing thing, And Tony is one of the most brilliant people that I've ever met in this life. Very gifted, has a vision, knows what she wants. And so I look forward to when that opportunity comes back, around, I'll be ready for it. But I give her major kudos for just giving me the opportunity to be a part of, and having the opportunity to do the Elite Gents podcast. And so I look forward to the day and the time and the season when it's ready to cook up again.
oh yes, absolutely. Definitely shout out to her. Now for the other follow up question I had. Now I know the poetry event. That's your baby. That's what you cook up. That's what you organize and promote. But I also know that you host other events like the community stuff, the festivals and things like that, where they're organized for maybe other promoters and things like that. But they bring you in as the host. For all the people that's in the audience who because with the session we want people to walk away learning some things as well, and they've learned a lot about you, but I also want them to learn the business too. How does some of those and you ain't got to give away your secret sauce, but just letting the young generation that want to step into your footsteps, how did a lot of those opportunities become available to you, as far as like doing the festivals and doing the big community, not like the big community events, the festivals and stuff, when they reach out to you to host. Yeah, because I know possibly Big Woo Radio. Well, you tell me that how what led to those opportunities.
For those of you that are tuning in, there are two big things that I can tell you. There was a moment in day and a time where my phone wasn't ringing and it was dry. I made up my mind to say in aspect J, nothing is given in this
Yeah.
life. And you have to be willing to step out on faith. And so I give a huge shout out to the people in York, in Clover, um, Chloe Jones in York, picked up the phone and had a conversation about wanting to get involved more in their city events. Miss Samantha Long in Clover picked up the phone and had a conversation about wanting to be more involved. Mr. Greg Holmes, who used to be the mayor of Clover, South Carolina, picked up the phone and said, I'd like to be involved more with what's going on in your city. What I'm saying is, to give you free game, when you want something in this life, sometimes you got to be the person to move the needle, meaning you have to be the one to take action. You got to act like nobody knows who you are. And then that in that point, you're creating the opportunities, and you put yourself out there and you step out on that faith and not looking at sight, but stepping out on the faith that you have. Now you're creating those opportunities, and you're going in, you're proving that this is what I do and this is why I do it. And so between the hosts and poetry, and even sometimes being the man behind the music, came into my own, because the one thing that you get, Jay, from repetition is practice.
Yes.
And the more and more you do something, the better and better you get in your gift. So it's like the iron sharpening iron. But for my people on this trying, don't give up. I don't care if you got 0 likes, 2 likes, 4 likes, 500 likes. The views is the key, and people see it whether they comment or not. I don't care what platform you're on, because the one thing that I run into is when people see me, they automatically think about what they have seen. You know what I'm saying? As far as what I've been involved in. And I said that's the biggest thing. Free advertisement don't cost nothing when you can share it.
Yes.
Put it out there and you move the needle. You share it. You put it on different pages. You come up with 3 pages that has 5,000 followers. Now you have 15,000 people that's viewed your stuff. You got to think and have a game plan as you move forward. So the key to that, Jay, I was afraid to reach out. I didn't want to be one to be waiting like, I'm waiting at the table for my dinner. I wanted to be one to initiate the communication. Because sometimes, like Kendrick said, you got to pop out and show them. And that's key. You can't be afraid. Because the worst thing they can tell you is, we don't have a spot for you at the moment, or we'll take your name and your information, and when we have something to come available, we'll get back with you. I can't tell you how many of those happen in order for me to get into the rhythm that I've been able to get into now. And how many times you had to get those closed doors in order to create the 3 and 4 doors that open up for you. You had to trust the process. You had to understand that in order to lead, you had to learn how to follow. I had to learn all of that, man. And in doing that, that brought me to the leadership. That brought me to the inspiration, the motivation to be able to do things, to be able to study the game, and to be able to, do those things. Big shout out to my brother, Kalando Kuda Brown, for pouring into me wisdom and how to. And Jay, it don't take but a few people. Observation, like you in school doing your homework and your classwork, and you step out and you come out and you show them, now I'm ready to graduate. Now I'm ready to get my master's. Now I'm ready to get my PhD. Now I'm ready to step out and do my thing. And now you ready to pour back into others what the game poured into you.
Yes. Absolutely. I love that answer. And also, like you said about back when you said you got to just call people, take the initiative, things like that. Also, when you get this happened with me as well. When you get those no's or you get those, we'll take your name and we'll just rock with you some other time. Now you're on their radar. They might have said no to you back then. They might have not saw it or might have, slept on it. But now you're on their radar. So when they see you at the other events, or when they see you still out there, they circle back around and they go, oh, I remember, because sometimes it's about planting that seed too. I've even gotten clients like that where it was a no. It wasn't even I'll call you later. I'll see what you're talking about. It was a flat out no. I'm not, no, not interested. And then they see, but now they're exposed to you. Now they're like, okay. So when they do see you again, they go, oh, this guy's really working. This guy really says he does what he says he does, because I'm seeing the name, I'm seeing the testimonials, I'm seeing his stamp on different things. Now I didn't notice that before. And so they circle back around and they say, yes, now I see it, So for all the people listening on Twitch and YouTube, yeah, those opportunities when you take the initiative and it's a no or it's a we'll see. That's not that doesn't mean it's over. Now they seeing you, now they watching you. Um, Yeah, yes, and definitely thank you for sharing that, JT. Letting the other people know, how they can, other potential hosts and community leaders and things like that. Now, aside from the ones that you mentioned, because the event's coming up, what are some of the other organizations that you work with in general? Like, when it comes to the community outreach and things like that.
Man, big shout out first of all to my church, New Mount Olivet AME Zion Church, that hosted the tour back when it came through. Um, that whole congregation and Pastor Boyd is a big supporter of everything that I have going on. They just get in and dig in. He got my back on everything. When you talk about working hand in hand, I give a big shout out to my wife Courtney. When you talk about better half and you talk about supporting and seeing the side that the public don't see, that's she's my rock. And she's there when I'm burning the midnight oil and when I'm writing or when I'm creating or if I'm recording, and the time that it takes to do that, it helps to have a supportive spouse.
Mhm.
So that's everything within itself. Men of Zion, my guys, older gentlemen, but they pour into me like, all the wisdom that they have, and they're very supportive of everything. And we're, doing things like giving scholarships out to kids that are going to college and, food back, to families that are in need. And, men of Zion, men on a mission rather, we're out here in the communities cleaning and ministering to neighborhoods and giving them the confidence to come together and take pride in your community, because there's a lot of stuff going on here in our cities, man.
Mhm.
So much that can bring you down and tear you down as a community. And so that organization gives me the opportunity to link up with my brothers and sisters and go in these communities, man, and just pour in, speak life, speak the word, you pray with them, so that's the thing with them. Hope with Tashika Thompson. We're helping others progress through education. Again, man, we just serviced 600 plus kids last weekend with supplies and also giving them resources in the community. And and for a 105-degree humidity day, they got some ice cream as well and some water to cool off. Um, these are some of the organizations. My newest organization is Brother to Brother with one of my brothers, Brother Palmer, and Brother Boyd and Brother Boyd Jr., where we have mentoring and we're mentoring kids between the ages of 12 to 18. And, we 3 months in, but man, the impact that we've had so far and the things that we've been able to do with these youth and just being there for them, not just once a month, but they have access to us and they got our cards and our numbers and our emails. And so if they just need something or they just got something on their mind, they have opportunity to reach out to any of us at any time. Because remember being a young man, I didn't always have that, man. I mean, our parents had to work and my dad worked third shift. My mom taught during the day. So sometimes, man, you just didn't have that outlet. It just wasn't there because, your parents were working hard just trying to provide. So, us thinking about that, led us to say, hey, you know what? It can be another layer, another outlet. It takes a village, man. And especially in these days and times with so much coming at our youth, both our young men and young girls, we decided to, you know, be a pillar and get out here and meet them, where they are, man. And so it's an ongoing thing, but it's a thing near and dear to my heart. Anything that I'm tied with is an outlet to ultimately reach back to our communities, our families, us as a people, man. Um, the more united we are and that we can be, and the more that we can love and pour on each other, man, the more we can strengthen ourselves as a community.
Oh yes, true indeed, man. I'm glad you said everything you said, man, about that, man. That's definitely strong, powerful, words. Yeah, definitely, man. The youth needs that, just, yeah. And definitely thank you for shouting all the people out that you did as well. Um, yeah, I know they were expecting to hear it on Facebook, but we'll go ahead and get the YouTube links out and the Twitch. And this is also I want to give you longer than 30 minutes actually, because you have so many things. We want to touch on every crown that you got, because there's other things coming up. We got the poetry, all of that. But I gotta fix these. I want to give you a fair episode, like a real good episode. This is good for the YouTube and the Twitch for right now. We share that out. When the issue is fixed, I'm gonna bring you back, hopefully sooner than later, because I know we both busy. But I'm gonna carve out some time for you, man, so we could do a real show. I was trying to tweak it, but it's just it might be due to me, my Facebook being shut down, so they might not have given me all my privileges back. It might be that, but I'll find out. But yes, this is a good show. This, all of this is good. So it's good that we're going to wrap it up at the community stuff. And then we're going to do a real part 2 where we're going to dive deep into the other projects, the artistic projects that you have, like the poetry, the upcoming stuff with the City World, Big Woo radio personality, all of that, but the community stuff, I'm glad you got that out. Again, could you shout out the upcoming events, and also where people could reach you and everything, and any links and anything you want to plug?
Yeah, man, the big thing, James Sherman Thompson is the government name on Facebook. Facebook, you got to tighten up, you got to act right. The Poet JT on TikTok, JT at Big Woo Radio on IG, JT at BigWooRadio.com is the email. Upcoming events, we in York, South Carolina for the Summer Concert Series. This Thursday, you catch me and Mr. Two Chops live and direct. We got Summerfest coming up October the 23rd. I'll be hosting. MTB will be with me in York, South Carolina for that. We got, Mr. Two Chops got a show on August the 8th at 10-11 events. That's one of the venues that hosted us for the poetry. August 16th, Men on a Mission. We're cleaning up the neighborhoods in South Carolina and pouring back into our kids and elderly and families as well. So look forward to that. The Mental Health Forum, also August the 23rd, 10 a.m. at the Kenneth Monroe Transformation Center. Men, and all people are welcome. 10 a.m. start, part 2, mental health. Like a round table, but it's a big table. We're going to get together and just talk it out and talk through some things that we don't always ordinarily have opportunity to do. The JT Experience, The Lost Files, you can find us on the YouTube, the Media Blast page. Check out the latest episode with The Slow Chemical. It is out right now. We'll check that out. Also, City World Media, we got the JT Experience, the radio show, coming late September. We're coming back to Clover, we're going back to Chester, Lancaster. We're coming. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. In part 2, you'll get more information on those events coming in 3rd and 4th quarter and all the things that I got coming up. I'll probably remember a whole of them because I know it's something that I probably left out, because when you got your hands in a lot of different things, you're trying to move the needle as much as you can. So we'll get into it more depth when in part 2 of this, but this is more so of a sampler, more so a pregame, just a little something to whip your appetites. But I guarantee you in part 2, we'll go more in depth with everything, and we'll talk out what we got going on.
Oh yes, true indeed, true indeed. We're gonna also talk about Slow Chemical too, on the next one as well. But definitely, JT, it's always a pleasure. Definitely shout out to your mother. We got the red on in honor, her favorite color.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Big shout out to Kids Young Yeah, I have one that is the only parent I got left in this life. So if you got parents, one or two left, man, don't take it for granted because each and every day is a different day and can be a different day. So please love on
Mhm.
people, love on your family, love on those that love you, because this life is not promised.
Amen. Amen. I lost both my parents and years ago, and man, I think about them every day. It's been years since they both passed. But yeah, man, yeah, like JT said, man, love on them. You never know, who's you never know. We never know when it's your time to go. So make sure you show that love and appreciate them and give them the flowers and everything. And we got Duty Design that popped up on Twitch, even though we're about to shut it down. Yes, Duty Design. That's my brother. He designs. He doesn't design all my graphics, but he does design a lot of graphics for a lot of my clients and things like that. And he also designed Masterpiece Publishing presents number one, A Ghost Named Ray, which is available on patreon.com/masterpiece publishing and is also available in print on magcloud.com. So just look up Masterpiece Publishing and get your copy of Masterpiece Publishing. And also he has his own, well, hit up Duty Designs for all your graphic design needs. He's very affordable. He's brilliant with the designs. But
Is it?
oh yes, oh yes. Is there anything else you want to say, JT, for the sampler before we end it?
I'm about to say big shout out to you, bro, for the JT Experience logo. Um,
Yes, you did that too. Yep.
it's gifted, so giving his flowers for what it is. If you ain't checked it out, if you ain't seen some of his work, check it out. It's in the background. It's on our pages. If you ain't tapped into him yet, please go tap in. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. We're out.